Alright, I want to show everyone how they like to put things right in front of your face and you don't even know it half the time because you're not aware. They use their secret codes and symbols and language and every other thing, and they're putting their plans in front of your face to tell you what's going to happen, but they're not going to come out and say, hey, we're going to nuke New York City, there's going to be a big tidal wave that knocks everything down. They're not going to tell you that. They're just going to telegraph it in everything. Whether it be a commercial, things that happen, all the predictive programming, which you can go and Google. But just to give you an idea, and just so I don't get any more copyright strikes against me, I started compiling playlists for you. One of them is just pertaining to these series of videos I'm making about the 99 red balloons and the balloon flower sculpture connection. There are other playlists, but the things that I'm trying to get your attention with are in that playlist. So there are videos about predictive programming, the Illuminati card game cards, which if you don't know about any of this, you really should check it out. Every single video in the playlist is different and has something important to tell you. You can Google this and look it up on YouTube yourself. If you don't believe me, it's not like I'm trying to trick you. These things are out there. If you don't realize that every time there's a huge sporting event on, like the Super Bowl or the Olympics, that you're really watching satanic rituals right out in the open now. They're not even trying to hide it. They're not trying to hide any of it. As a matter of fact, they're flaunting it. I think they're mocking you. They want you to know it's coming and you can't stop it. They want you to know they're in power, and there's nothing you can do about it. You should be aware that even common items we use every day, and I'll show you in a minute, common items you use every day are part of, they're putting their evil agenda right in front of your face. This is not at all me saying that you use this item, you're a Satanist. Please, don't even go there. I'm not trying to be, I'm not pointing the finger at anyone. I'm just exposing the truth and their lies to you so that when the chaos comes, you're not caught unaware and left in the dark. That's all I'm doing. I don't want to attack anyone. I'm not accusing anyone. Some of these things are in my house too. It's unavoidable. It's everywhere. With that being said, I wanted to show you who Larry Silverstein is. And there are lots of videos, and I put them in the playlist. Things about him saying pull it for World Trade Center 7. The fact that the buildings were outdated. There's another video about that. You can go on and on and on and look. He won a huge settlement for his insurance claim, which he got double payment on because he insisted it was a double terrorist attack. He reworked his insurance policy to include acts of terrorism. Now, if you look at the date here, he's born May 30th, 1931. Okay? He wins the bid for leasing the Twin Towers July 24th, 2001. It's a 99-year bid. Okay, 99-year lease. They had some kind of competition or something, and he won it. Ugh, of course, I can't find it. One moment, because I want you to see it. I don't want you to just take my word for it. I want you to see it. Oh, look, 99 Church Street. Anyway, I probably passed by it 6 times here, but 99-year lease right here. Okay, so he signed a 99-year lease at the age of 70, and I did read that it's common business practice to sign a lease like that, but quite frankly, my heart tells me that's a sign to you, okay, that there's a connection here. And specifically, I'm going to come right out and say, my heart tells me it's a connection to the 99 Red Balloons song. Okay? And all the videos they put out for that. And even a connection, if you want to stretch further, the 9 Narnia videos that are in this playlist about her dreams and visions about the nuke, the tsunami, the balloon sculpture in New York City. And you need to go and see all of this. You also need to go and see Jonathan Kleck decrypting the money and showing you that the false flags are on the money, ones that have happened and ones to come. Okay? So Larry Silverstein is the person who unveiled, I already told you, he unveiled the red balloon flower sculpture in Silverstein Family Park, right across, right next to the reflecting pools for the 9/11 memorials of the original Twin Tower site. It's right next to the One World Freedom Tower. It's right there, okay? It's all right in the same line of location that MrCati talks about. I also put his videos in the playlist. You'll start to see a connection if you go and look at the videos in the playlist. I just don't want to get copyright strikes against me and have to redo this again. So I showed you Larry Silverstein. You can go ahead and do some more investigating and look up some of those videos. I want to move on to the predictive programming in case you think I'm crazy. I'm not even going to get into it. I put a lot of videos in. These are just images for predictive programming from the different TV shows, movies, everything. You have to go and do your own investigation and bring it before God, okay? But one of the things you may have heard about the TV shows, and The Simpsons does it a lot, and The Family Guy, and, you know, and it's not just 9/11. 9/11 has a lot of stuff, though, lots of movies. But it's always in your face about the destruction. Oh, and this one was fascinating about the Aurora shooting and the video coming out shortly before. You just go and look it up. Go on YouTube, Google it, do some investigation about it. It's out there. You can't deny it. Okay? Now, there's a game. It was created by Steve Jackson in about 1986, and it's called the Illuminati card game. And I'm just going to bring up that instead. Illuminati card game. Okay? Images for the Illuminati card game, because that's what we really want. Many of the things, all right, these cards came out. Look at this. Twin Towers, Pentagon. If you think they don't put these things in your face, that this is a hoax and it was made after the fact, you know, please go and do your own investigation. Look at some of these things. This is that video that came, or not the video, that's different, sorry. But oil spills, everything. That movie Knowing with Nick Cage has the Gulf oil spill happening like a year before it happened. Something ridiculous. Go look it up. It's there. It's in the playlist. Do your own investigation. I can't say enough about it. It'll open your eyes. It's crazy. It's crazy. So with that, they like to put it in your face, and there are other things. These people are basically Satanists, and they put their things in your face all the time, and half the time you don't even know, and I had no idea. I watched a video the other day from J.K. Osborne, or is K.J. Osborne, sorry, K.J. Osborne, and he has a channel on YouTube, K.J. Osborne, and he has a channel, The Scariest Movie Ever. It's amazing stuff. You should check it out. He brought up something about what they really showed you during the Super Bowl of 2016. He brought up scrying. I'd never heard of it, didn't know what it was. So I went and investigated it. And sure enough, scrying is seeing or peeping. People use like bowls of water, painted mirrors painted black, dark surfaces that are reflective. You should investigate this and check it out, okay? One of the reasons I'm telling you about this is because In the civilized world, pretty much every adult with a smartphone or a tablet has a device for scrying in their hands at all time. And again, I'm just going to say it. I'm not accusing anyone of being a Satanist because you have a smartphone. I'm not. I'm just saying, don't you find it odd that we're all walking around with this stuff? And I've even seen videos on YouTube of people saying, oh, look, you can even use your cell phone to scry. So, but I came to that part of it after I realized, watching KJ's video, that basically all this time I've been wondering what the 9/11 memorials really were. Were they reference to the satanic cube? What were they? Well, it's a giant reflecting pool. It's a giant pool for scrying. And since you're not supposed to look directly into it, and you've got this little angle so you can't, I mean, and the scary thing is all these people died. And if you go look at Nicholson's video that I put in the playlist, you'll see. There's, terrorist attack, these people were sacrificed. Regardless of what you believe, these people who died were sacrificed, okay? And instead of putting up a park with trees and flowers and benches where people can talk to one another, everybody's staring into a giant scrying pool. Okay? It makes me angry. I'm sorry. You can feel it, hear it in my voice and my body. I can feel it. I'm just angry. Nobody even realizes they're going to visit this, and it's more of their satanic stuff in your face. Like, ha ha, we know it, you don't. And it's sick and it's sad, all right? I just need to point that out. And we're talking about twin towers that come down, and almost 3,000 people died in those towers. And if you go and watch Nicholson's video, you'll see that it's the identical number that came out mathematically to what God showed him. It's the odds of that are impossible, okay? So when I say to you, do you think it's coincidence that there's a red balloon flower sculpture put next to or right close to these memorials, right close to One World Freedom Tower, and it's unveiled by Larry Silverstein? There are no coincidences. That red balloon flower sculpture is a memorial. Remember this, it's a memorial for the survivors of 9/11. Okay? I'm telling you, it's a warning to the survivors of 9/11. You need to wake up. I'm sorry if this sounds harsh, and I don't want to come off like I'm attacking anyone. You need to understand what these people are doing, and you're busy playing on Facebook all day, and I'm very sorry. Sometimes I enjoy Facebook too, but you need to, it's important, because when the day comes that you're terrified and you don't really know what's going on, and you make choices based on not knowing what's going on, and in the end you're standing before God and he says, but you didn't hear me. I tried to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you. I don't have a gift, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to start looking into it and using discernment and critical thinking, and really want to say to you, you have to come at it and forget about what you've been taught and investigate every matter like you're going into a court of law, and you have to present both sides of the case fairly, okay? So you have to come up with all the information and ask all the right questions, and stop getting in the middle of a ridiculous argument. Stop getting wound up about who you're voting for, this political party, that political party. It is all a distraction. You need to start investigating and then bringing your feelings about what you've decided to God. Don't listen to any man. bring it before God, okay? And I'm going to eventually do the videos, the music videos, but this is really important, this part of this, and you should go watch the videos in the rest of the playlist. And I'm going to stop here, and I'll continue with another video shortly.